What's going on, everyone? Welcome on in to the Ryan Ripken Show. Happy Tuesday. Actually, I'm sorry. How you guys doing? Hey, come here. Happy Tuesday here on the Ryan Ripken Show. I am Ryan Ripken. Zach Bollinger. We got a loaded show today. It's Ravens Steelers week. That's the headliner, week 18. So we have some high-profile guests, I should say, that's going to join us here momentarily. Joey Mulinaro, actor, comedian, entrepreneur, is going to join us. He's a huge Steelers fan.
Yeah.
But he's a better Steelers fan. You're going to like him more than Rocco DeSangro. We hope. Later on, we're going to have Pro Bowler, right?
Pro Bowler.
Bowl punter. Jordan Stout's going to join us at the top of the hour at 6. And then Mike Sando is going to join us at 6:30, talking about that there's still a lot of these rumors surrounding Lamar Jackson for all the reasons, and everything's pointing to the offseason. And somewhere crunched in between, Zach, there's one player that I think is holding up the pitching market, and his post deadline is this Friday. So we're going to talk about that in between somewhere. Apparently there could be a wild Nick Moore showing up, but we'll cross that as we goes. But first off, Zach, how we doing? Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. It's a nice little jam-packed show. I expect Nick Moore, just because he's going to get FOMO, to join. I that's kind of the vibe I got. So, well, yeah, it's what a fun show. Happy Tuesday. I'm going to be honest, did not think last week we'd be sitting here talking about a Ravens game that could end up being for the division. So it's cool. It's cool. It's fun to talk about, fun things going on in the AFC North. Definitely. I think I saw something where the winner of the AFC North still has like a 4% chance to win the Super Bowl. So big fall from grace from what we once were, where it was like, 3 teams, all Super Bowl contenders about to make it. Now it's like we're all backing into it. But what a time. I see everyone's talking about we were early. Yeah, we can do it sometimes.
You're talking that we don't do this every day. It's like the Ravens percentage to make the playoffs going into week 17, 4%. We're 4% on time every time, but it should be great. It should be a fun way to finish off the year. Also, just a little housekeeping. I don't know if we're going to have the New Year's Day show.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve, maybe, but we got a big plan in 2026. There will be more live in studio shows, right? We've been doing 2 a week. We'll stop traffic. That number is only going to increase as we get into baseball season and beyond that. So appreciate you guys. Thank you. And yes, we are on time. Trying to see, can our audience hear us? Because Joey, I don't think you can hear me. Joey, can you not hear me behind the scenes?
No, I don't think you can.
Can't hear us? I'm going to message him right now. I'm going to tell him to come back in.
Yeah, try, a classic heading back in, coming back out. Or no, going out, heading back in.
Classic. I'm going to and come back. Am I missing anything right there? Joey, can you hear me?
We tried.
It looks like he wants to hear me.
He wants to.
But you can hear me. Hold on.
I can, unfortunately.
Yeah, hold on for a second.
Figure. It's always, even when we start on time, there's a little hiccup. Always is. Always is.
Joey, can you hear me now? You got me. So give me a thumbs up or give me a bark if you're ready.
Boom.
Okay, he's good. All right. We should ask him about, I know he's got some thoughts here. He's a comedian, entrepreneur, actor, and he is a fan of the 9-8 Steelers fan club. Let's bring on Joey Mulinaro. Oh, Joey.
What's up, boys? Hey, entrepreneur. That's a new one.
You don't like that one?
I'm not going to say no to it, but it's just it's the first one that's introduced me like that, so I'll take it. Thanks.
Well, you're just a man of many faces.
Yeah.
But you look good.
Thanks, man. Thank you. So do you guys.
Hey, happy holidays. I wanted to have you on here because it's an exciting week. I know one of our friends is a fellow Yinzer Steeler fan. He loved the Browns game. I assume you had similar thoughts. Your X account is very enlightening.
I've tried to really rein it in, tone it down a few notches this past year. And so I let other people do the talking, and then I simply just give it a retweet, because sometimes I think that I'm the one that maybe I'm in the wrong. Maybe I see it totally differently, but then I see a whole bunch of other people. And so I don't go out there and put out videos of myself of ripping anybody or Tomlin. I just simply retweet the facts that are given to me. That's it.
You know what? I could go through, but I believe there's a lot of retweets. There are some personal thoughts. Some people, you're not the only fan base that wants their head coach possibly not to be coaching next year. It's interesting. It's almost become, it's a lot on the line here. New coach in Baltimore or Pittsburgh, which that would take a different term, like a parting of ways, so to speak. But also, we don't want to stop the Steelers from destiny, Joey. You know that destiny?
Of 9-8?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do your folks in Baltimore, do you guys have this thing where sorry, my sister was FaceTiming me. Let me exit out of that real quick. Shoot. Sorry. All right. You guys have this thing in Baltimore where everybody tells you all the time how you should be so lucky and so grateful that you have the head coach that you have, and how you don't know what you're talking about and you guys are spoiled, and how this guy's so great that you don't appreciate his greatness and he needs to go somewhere else where his greatness is appreciated. Does that happen to you guys?
Every day.
Really?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah. It's been 13 years since the Super Bowl, but you would have think some people thought it was last year. I mean,
it's been let's see, it's been 17 years since ours. And you would think that this team is undefeated and has won the last 5 Super Bowls, the way that it gets thrown around in the national media with our sake. So, okay. I didn't realize that it was the same way for the Ravens folks, but yeah, we're both kind of just ramming our head into a wall together, I guess.
Just real quick then, confidence level going into Sunday. The weirdest shit happens, by the way, in Pittsburgh. And I mean the weirdest. The Ravens always turn the ball over 3 times. Last year, was it last year that Tucker missed like 2 kicks? Was that last year? And
yeah, I was there. Yeah, I was there. You texted me. Tucker missed 2 kicks. Henry fumbled on the first snap of the game. And he hardly ever fumbles. So there was some wackiness there. Right before half, Patrick Queen stripped Isaiah Likely. Yeah. There is. You're right. There is always some weird stuff. So I guess in terms of that, and to Tomlin's credit, his record in prime time at home, there's a whole bunch of stats out there for the positive light for him that would serve as some confidence level there. But it's all for naught, really. I mean, we know where this road is leading us, whether you win or you lose. So I am going to the game, actually. I have convinced myself. I really have like dual personality. I need to get diagnosed, I think, because I hate so much about this team and franchise and how we do things, but I also just can't quit them. And so, division title on the line, want to go out there, and I haven't been to a game this year. So I was like, no better one to go to, I guess. So I'll be there. I'll be in the building.
Yeah. I was trying to convince, my dad, we're going to a ballet on Saturday. And I'm like, do we swing on down? Because we're trying to be cultured. Do we swing on down to Pittsburgh for a Sunday night thriller? But I feel like I'm going to get my heart ripped out. I'm more of a Harbaugh apologist, by the way, Joey. Like, I think it's hard to win. I understand that there's issues, but it could be time to go. I have hope that the Ravens are going to win this game, but there's a part of me that just, I don't know if you meant the Derrick Henry fumble thing, because that kind of sounded like a little shot through the heart? I think like you were serious about that.
No, I was just that's just what happened. I wasn't taking a shot. That's just what happened.
Okay, but then you're like, because he rarely fumbles. Have you seen what's happened this year with his fumbles?
Oh, wait, yeah, sorry. Whoops,
you're not sorry.
Walked my way right into that one. I did that on stage before. I did that on stage in Buffalo last year after Tyler Bass missed the kick against Kansas City to tie it or take the lead or whatever. Yeah. I was performing there like 2 months later, and I have a bit about God, I can't remember what it was at this point. But something in my bid, I said something about missing a kick. And usually it's like a punch that, and then at Buffalo, everybody was kind of like, and then I realized what I had said. And so there's a playful boo, but I bounced back with a little Collinsworth. Here's a guy that just doesn't know how to read a room. And it worked out well. But in this case, I swear to you, no, I was just simply stating a fact similar to my Twitter feed. That that Derrick Henry fumbled in the first play of the game last year in Pittsburgh. That's all I was doing.
Thank you for bringing that.
But I think you should. I think you should. You and Big Cal, you guys come on. I'll be out there. We can do a little Steelers Ravens tailgating. Maybe I can get the hookup with whatever sweet setup you guys got going on there. I know you probably have one. I know the Ripkens that carry a big stick.
Oh my God. You are funny. Even when you're not trying to, I don't know if you're trying to be funny there. Well done. Well played on that one. What have you been up to besides, when you're not being tormented by your favorite Steelers squad?
Yeah.
What's been up? I've seen you've been moving and grooving here.
Yeah, dude. Me and Benny Polizzi, me and my guy Benny Polizzi, really just been trying to run and gun with these guys. That show we do once a week. And we just had a live show in Chicago at Zany's on Monday last week, a couple days before Christmas. And it was awesome. Big crowd, a whole lot of fun. So just trying to build that up and hopefully get to be like you guys and get to go to the Super Bowl Radio Row. I don't know. We might have missed our credential request for that. But yeah, just trying to have the most fun with that we can. I do this show for Purdue. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Purdue all the way out there on the East Coast. Pretty big school here in Indiana. They, good
at basketball majority of the time.
Good at basketball, good at engineering, send a lot of people to space. So I do a show for them and their athletic department there, which is a lot of fun. And yeah, dude, just other than that, just being a dad. I got my kid potty trained. Got my son's potty trained. So that's a big development. Yep. Big development in our house, which is nice. He did it right before Christmas. So guy nailed it just in time for Santa. Are you guys doing any of that? I can't remember. You don't have kids, right?
No,
not yet. No. We're getting there. Joe, I got married this past year.
Did you? Congrats.
I did. Man. Thanks. We've been together for 10 years. And you know what our motto was for getting married? Jamie's from Maine here. Okay. So, it's like you have those corny sayings when you're getting hitched. Ours was not using the names at all. It was just, it's about shucking time because she's from Maine and oysters. And I'm like,
whoa,
it's even more than just about oysters here,
Wow.
But hey, it was great. It was beautiful. It was majestic. You're going to have to give me some tips on married life, potty training, and yeah, just be able to, it seems like you got in a good rhythm. And by the way, we did get our credentials in for the request. So if you went with FanDuel last year. So, I mean,
yeah, I'm going to try to go back out with FanDuel or Athletes First or something. I don't know. I mean, that's a long Santa Clara. That's a lot. It was a lot easier to drive down to New Orleans last year, but yeah, it's about shucking time. That works on 3 levels for you, right? Yeah. Because it's the oyster thing from Maine. It's about time you guys are getting married, and the wedding night, it is shucking time. It's time for that, right?
Yes, it is.
Maybe not shucking, but it's I don't know how family friendly the show is, but 3 levels. I mean, there. You guys, that's a big accomplishment.
Big.
Yeah. Look at that. We're accomplishing all 3 things. Well, Joe, I know you got some things to get to in a couple minutes. So
Yeah.
one thing I meant to ask you, and Zach, do you have any follow-up real quickly before I
No, I think honestly, my biggest questions were about Tomlin, but I think I know pretty well where Joey stands about the whole.
I mean, we can get into more. Please ask if you have it. Like, I want to have more.
Well, I was just curious. Obviously, you have a good, pulse on the Steeler fans and everything. Is this something where you truly believe it's time? Because I know a big, like we said, big debate in Baltimore is, oh, well, if not Harbaugh, who? And then you see guys like Liam Cohen and all these, first-year head coaches taking these teams above and beyond. It's like, well, maybe it doesn't have to be, oh, but who? Someone else can do it. Just wanted to get your thoughts on the whole situation and kind of where you stand.
I'd find that argument to be so lazy and disgusting. I mean, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. You mean to tell me that they can't hire the next great coach? You're not going to have faith enough in yourself of these two historic, successful franchises to lay your nuts out on the line and say, yeah, we're going to bring in the guy who's going to be there for the next 20 years. What a joke. I mean, I hear the same thing about Coach Tomlin. I hear the same. I didn't know that, but now I know that about Baltimore. This whole thing about like Rex Ryan, he loves to, and Kimberly Martin, a few others out there, they love to get on ESPN and talk about he would be hired in 2 seconds. Are you kidding me? If he gets that, he would be hired in 2 seconds. Whoop-de-freaking do, man. How is that how you're going to go about your franchise? How is that how you're going to go about your organization building? Oh, well, if we let him go, somebody else will come get him. We can't. We got to keep him because somebody else will come get him. Like, that is just so nonsensical and gross, dude. Like, I always compare it to, like in high school and college when, you're seeing a chick and, well, not Ryan, because you saw the same chick for, ever, so you don't have to worry about this. But Zach, maybe you, like, you're with someone who you've been together for a bit, but it's kind of toxic, just like most of the time when you're together, it just wasn't really clicking. You've been together, but you're like, I guess we should keep riding this out. I'm not the happiest when I'm with her, but we've been together so long, I don't really know anything else. That's the best way to go about a relationship. Thank God my dad didn't say to me, well, Joe, if you let her go, there's going to be a lot of guys in her DMs, man. So I suggest that you hold on to that. What an insane argument. Like, go cut ties, go get a fresh start, and be with somebody who makes more sense. Be with somebody who is there for you in the modern times. Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh, I think, were great coaches in 2010. It's about to be 2026.
Yep.
All right, time to move on. Time to go.
Yeah, and that's real fast. My, response has always been, it's not that they're bad coaches. You can be a good coach and the message wear off and the message is stale. Like, yes, they will get picked up very quickly. That doesn't mean that we can't evolve and move forward.
Exactly. And to all these people who are like, yeah, Tomlin, go be the Giants coach. They would be thrilled to have him. Fine, go be the Giants coach. You mean to tell me that you're going to entrust Jackson Dart, your young quarterback, and this evolving young team to Mike Tomlin, this offensive wizard? Guy can't get out of 1996, doesn't want to throw the ball in the middle of the field. Oh yeah, have fun with that, New York. Cool. He'll have some good speeches and rah, and he'll be cool at the press conferences and everything. But the guy you just took in the first round, the guy's 24 years old, quarterback. Okay. That's a good idea. So you guys have fun with that. And then when he's, muddling around with Jackson Dart, can't figure it out, maybe they turn it to 6-11 or 7-10 or whatever it is. But you guys have that over there. I'm ready for something different. I'm ready for a fresh start.
Well, you know what? I can't wait on the broadcast. If I don't make it from the ballet to Pittsburgh, we were looking up a lot of options, by the way. Rachel, my sister, we try to go to a road game every year. If we do, I'll let you know. But Chris Collinsworth on Sunday night is going to be talking about these two coaches, man. It's going to be brought up. To end this, have you ever met Chris Collinsworth and done the Chris Collinsworth to Chris Collinsworth?
I've talked with him. I've interviewed him over Zoom back in like 2020. He was like 3 hours late because he was playing golf. So he finally slid in there, and he was just literally on his couch in his basement. And so that's out there somewhere. But so I've talked with him, interviewed him in that way, but I haven't met him face to face. And I don't think I did Mike Collinsworth to him. I don't think I did. No, I didn't have the balls to do it. But if we were ever to meet, if somehow NBC or any of the connects you guys have were like, hey, Joey's going out to Pittsburgh for this Sunday night division showdown, and me and Chris got to get together, I would definitely do it with him, hopefully, right? Like both of us slide in together and do a sketch. I would love to do that. I would have no qualms about doing that, because Collinsworth, I've told the story before, but he mentioned to one of my buddies who used to play for the Bengals, he mentioned to him that the thing that he likes about me is that I'm never mean-spirited. So he digs what I do and he enjoys it. And so I know we'd have a lot of fun together.
Yeah. Here's a guy that likes the impressions from another guy. I think it's going to be.
You're gonna get the coaches, and then you're gonna get, no matter what, you're gonna get. I mean, this is the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, they want to run the football and they want to play tough defense, and that's who these teams are. That's their identity. That's what they want to do. You're gonna get that throughout the entire night. He's gonna drop that a whole bunch, probably in the opening, which will be great. So if you don't make it, just text me. Go play by play if I nailed it or not of what he said.
Yeah, I mean, you should give me a list of people that you have or have not met yet, and I'll look at if I can, who I know, who we could make this happen. And then I'll send you when I hear that exact opening, I'll record it for you. Be great.
Cool.
Are you going to come to Baltimore this year for a baseball game or what?
I was just my dad saw your tweet about me coming on, and he texted me. He's like, going on Ryan's show. I said, yeah. And I said, we got to try to get out there for an O's game and go around with you guys and have some fun. So, I'd love to. Let's try to set a weekend or a date up in June or July. So, it's just those dog days where, got to worry about a pennant race or anything too crazy. We can just go out to a ball game and have some beers and have some fun.
Yeah, we're supposed to do that in NOLA. Things happen. Bourbon Street happens. You guys are welcome anytime. I'm saying it on here. Come on down. We'll get some drinks. I do know a guy that's involved with the team, so that helps as well.
Yeah.
So we'll make it happen. Well, hey, go be a family man. Best of luck this Sunday. Should be great. Two great organizations. 9-8 coaches. Destiny, or what, Zach?
I said two great coaches, great organizations.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You got it. Absolutely, fellas. Thanks for having me on again. Hope to see you soon. Ryan, for real, we'll text, but hopefully you guys can make it out there because I'll be out there. But should be another fun chapter in the historic rivalry of the Ravens and Steelers. Looking forward to it.
Well, hey, enjoy, man. Be good, be safe, and I'll talk to you soon, all right?
All right, Zach, Ryan, see you, fellas. Bye.
See ya. Joey Mulinaro, everybody. I love the fact that he sits there and he's like, does that conversation happen in Baltimore? Yes.
Every day. It's only been a topic of discussion for the past, 3 months? It is funny, though, because the Ravens and Steelers cannot stop being attached at the hip in everything. Like, even when one coach is going through drama, both are. When one's having success, it feels like both are. Now, recently, you can measure success, obviously, by going to the playoffs and champion or AFC North championships. The Ravens have gotten more of that recently. But the Steelers, I mean, say what we want about all the 9-8 jokes. They still make the playoffs. They still are, they're two teams that you don't expect to have bad seasons.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, the reality is when you aren't reaching the goals and expectation that the organization has set, there is the part that I 100% agree that being competitive for as long as the coaches have been, you can't undermine that. But having said that, with the expectations of where the organization and the fan base expect them to go, that's a whole different discussion. And that's the whole part of this, right? Because at the end of the day, if one of these teams is going to lose on Sunday, or one of the teams is going to miss the postseason because it could end in a tie,
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what the percentage on that, but I'm sure it's less than 4% it's going to end in a tie. But point being, Zach, if you don't reach your goal again, are you going to have more conversation? At least with Pittsburgh right now, if DK Metcalf is probably on the field, they probably beat Cleveland. The Ravens, if they missed the playoffs, the Ravens on paper had the better roster. They've had the better roster. So
the memes that I have, the hat and t-shirt memes that I have ready, if the Ravens pull it off, Steelers are afraid when the hats and t-shirts are in the building. I'll have to start that rumor. Afraid of hats and t-shirts. People are wondering.
Get that trending.
Get trending. Tomlin afraid of hats and t-shirts.
It should be a great game. I love getting Joey getting a little fired up. Not too fired up, but a little bit fired up on all of it. And got to get him back to get him to Baltimore, see some Orioles where we can be common fans.
Yeah, I'm upset because obviously Joey is a Cubs fan. The Cubs are in Baltimore July 7th, 8th, and 9th, but that's a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So it would have been real nice if that was like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It would have been perfect. I
mean, it still could work out fine.
Still might have to make it work.
Are you in summer school?
Yeah, gotta take my Spanish 1 exam again. We're actually interesting. How close are we to 24,000? Because we are only 1.5 thousand subscribers away from a 24-hour stream.
Well, there you go. And if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show. We're live here on YouTube, X, and Facebook. Just had comedian, actor, guest for the first time, entrepreneur, Joey Mulinaro. And I also feel like he has to do impressions all the time. Yeah. All the time. But I do like it. I do find it funny that he hasn't done the Collinsworth. And I do find it even more hilarious that he got out of the Bass situation in Buffalo with the Collinsworth.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you just got to go to Old Reliable.
Old Reliable.
It really is, though. Chris Collinsworth, that's also, I mean, here's a voice that everyone, and an impression that everyone recognizes.
It's incredible. Even all the memes, man, it's incredible. These guys is absolutely hysterical. And Joey's a good kid. He's a certified good kid. And you guys are all good kids. And our Rips good kids and Rips better kids, we appreciate you guys. You help make the channel go. Hit that like and subscribe button if you are new to the channel. Yes, we will talk about baseball here in a few minutes, but it is still football season. And it's the biggest game, biggest week of the year for the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Not for a lot of other teams. There's only two spots available for the postseason, AFC North and the NFC South. And that got strange as hell with what the Falcons did. And that's just if you've been watching the Falcons at all this season, this is like
what they do.
This is what they do.
If that would have been, if last night would have been against the Saints or the Raiders or someone, they lose that 9 out of 10 times.
Every time. They're going to lose next week to the Saints.
1,000,000% they are. Oh, it's not even close. Are you shucking kidding me? Different shuck.
Different shuck.
Different shuck.
Different shuck. But overall, good kid. And great week of football here. But overall, Panthers or Bucks are going to be going to the postseason in the NFC. The AFC, it's going to be the Ravens or Steelers. Seeding's going to be up for debate here. And we'll get some more football conversations here as we go. Raven Pro Bowler, and he's had a hell of a year booting that damn football. And no thanks to the long snapper, but Jordan Stout, phenomenal job. Just kidding, Nick. Nick's trying to infiltrate to come on here. Maybe he will. But Jordan's going to talk about this final week, talk about the great year he's had, and then we'll have Mike Sando at 6:30 talking a little bit about all of this news around Lamar. Not that we're not trying to buy into all of everything that's happened. I don't like discrediting people. I don't like tearing people down. I hate all of that. But it is interesting of what the Ravens are going to have to do for a multitude of reasons. Regardless, Zach, if the Ravens don't get to the AFC Championship game or to the Super Bowl, you would feel that there are going to be pretty seismic changes in Baltimore. And that's where this conversation goes. We'll get into more of that here, in a little bit.
Yeah.
But now, Zach, I know some people want to talk a little bit of baseball. You're back.
Yeah, I'm back.
No, I mean your background. You're back.
Yeah, no, I have something and I just know if I bring it on the background, the green screen thing's gonna mess it up. So
okay, well, before you bring that on the green screen, before we bop our way into baseball, I want to shout out our friends over at Merritt Clubs, merrittclubs.com. If you want more information, they were doing a sale for $1 for the rest of the year. They were doing that all December. Heck, they were taking off half the gym memberships since like October, November, but it's 2026 in 2 days, so they'll have new opportunities. So go to merrittclubs.com to check out more info, or just ask us. And we got a lot more in store with Merritt in 2026. So how do you spell used to be $1, Zach?
USEDONEDOLLAR or MERRITT. One of the two.
Okay. Yep. That's it. All of that in one. But Merritt Clubs, appreciate you and all your support throughout this 2025 campaign. All right, we're moving to the 2026, Zach, and it's crazy to think in the MLB landscape. I thought we were going to get frisky after the winter meetings. I thought that we were going to see more of these big names just bopping off. You get a lot of money. You get a lot of money. You sign somewhere else. You get traded somewhere else. And quite frankly, there hasn't been a ton. Now, the Orioles have been movers. They've been moving and shaking.
Who'd the Orioles got?
Overall? Oh, you sandbagging son of a gun. You went and got one.
My girlfriend, Molly, actually for Christmas, the day they signed him, went out and got a custom one. So we shout out. Killing it for Christmas. But yeah, hopefully I'm going to put it on better than he did. But
that's pretty all time. If we get Polar Bear Pete on, we got to ask about that.
Oh yeah. Although I will say, he thinking on your feet, we talk about how baseball is a game of adjustments, realizing halfway through he's got to just roll with hey, I'm buttoning the top one and bottom to just get, I think that's
He made a good decision. He made a business decision. But the Orioles did sign Pete Alonso. They did trade for Shane Baz. They did sign Zach Eflin. And they did trade back Andrew Kittredge and gave up the prize possession of cash considerations. But overall here, Zach, it's kind of gotten dormant. And I think it's because, especially in the pitching market, I think it's going to be a little bit dormant until one move happens here. And it could happen from right when we talk right meow to when Friday at 5 p.m. is the absolute latest date. And I think you know where I'm going with this.
Mm-hmm.
It's Tetsuya Imai. I think if I cut out there, Imai, to be clear on that, if I wasn't clear, Imai is the top Japanese pitcher coming over. He's posted, and his deadline for the posting is this Friday, January 2nd at 5 p.m. So the reason why I'm bringing this up, Zach, I mean, look at the market. Dylan Cease goes 7 years, and everyone, all the front office people are going, dude, you gotta be shucking kidding me, right? Because 7 years, 210, we're not giving that to some of these top guys. So then what do the top guys want? They want top dollar. They want years. Then Michael King takes a 3-year deal. And then now with this deadline approaching, Imai is a guy, it's whether you believe in him long-term or, maybe you're afraid to give him the years, whatever it may be. The market hasn't necessarily happened the way that we thought with him. But the reason why I said that this is taking time to come together, Zach, is because I think the teams that are in on him or not, the free agents want to see what happens. And also if a team misses out on his services, they pivot. But I think the crazy thing, Zach, is there's rumors around here that the market for him hasn't been as hot or the price is not going to be as high. You got more info on that?
Yeah. So actually, according to an article that was released earlier today in Yahoo Japan, so Yahoo Sports Japan, a Japan reporter who has been following Imai throughout, they are saying that it seems to be 3 teams with kind of a late favorite entering the mix, and it seems to be the usual suspects, the Yankees and the Phillies. But gosh darn it, if the Chicago White Sox have not entered the conversation once again, and the article said the deal is looking more in that 3 to 4 year range. Could we be seeing another with Murakami? He took the 2-year deal in Chicago saying, hey, I'm going to prove I can hit here, and then I'll go get my big deal. Do we see maybe another 2 to 3 year deal, maybe an opt-out after the second year in Chicago? But Ryan, these Chicago White Sox, say what you want. A lot of people always talking about them. Why are these bad teams? They don't get involved. They don't try. They're trying. They are going for it, and they are doing their best to try to put a winning product on the field in 2026. If you get Imai, you get Murakami, now let me be clear. There's a lot of boom or bust. Like the potential for these two is, sky's the limit, but there is also that potential of, hey, competition. What are they going to see in the majors? There are those questions, but two separate things. I mean, one, Imai, I think, as we said, his market is going to determine the rest of the starting pitching market. And then second, if he goes to Chicago, I mean, is there any team in the AL Central that you're looking at and saying, well, there's no chance Chicago could make a run because of so-and-so? Guardians are always going to be decent. Twins are definitely rebuilding. Royals are, they're good, but there's no dominant team. So maybe they're just going for a wild card, but I like the aggression that we're seeing in Chi-Town.
Yeah. I mean, I think part of it when you're seeing this is the developmental side, is that you're looking at, it's a good landing spot. The price is not outrageous, but the upside is undeniable. Right. And you mentioned something, Zach. It's unpredictable what's going to happen with Imai as far as what he could be, what could happen. And I want to point something out to people because I've heard some things about, well, I thought he was supposed to be this guy. I thought that the people were going to really spend money. This was going to be the guy who was going to take teams over the top. And he very well could be. But also, for anyone that's saying, oh, well, they're just afraid of all Japanese pitchers, you're afraid of the guys coming over. We're going to debunk that real quickly because who was the World Series MVP this last year? That was a guy named Mr. Yamamoto. And he got $325 million. And granted, younger at the time, but still, if they have full belief in a player, they're going to pay. And so looking at this, Zach, if you're hearing 3 to 4 years, if that's what he's trying to go with, a shorter term deal, what's that going to be? Is that 20 million a year, 25? The market that we've seen for guys, it's been like 25 to 30. Cease is averaging 30 million a year. Where does that go? And that's where with some of these other pitchers, they're really curious to see what that dollar amount's going to be. Because I think just like Michael King helped to bring back the market, Imai has the opportunity to really stir it up. And it's fascinating. It's crazy. It's a really interesting conversation.
I genuinely don't know what he gets. The potential's there. He is not a Yamamoto, at least in potential at this moment. He's got stuff. He's got athleticism, but Yamamoto was seen as sort of this freak coming out of Japan. He does not get one of those 12-year 300. That's not happening. I do think that we're sitting closer to that 3-year. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets 3 years, close to 80 million. If it's going to be maybe 4 years, 110. I don't think he breaks the bank for a team. And like you said, I think that helps the pitching market. If he only gets 20 to 25 mil a year, it's a massive win for the pitching market, especially if he only gets 3 to 4 years. If he now goes out and some team is desperate and is like, okay, clock's ticking. Let's say the Yankees or the White Sox say, okay, this is a guy we can't miss out on. We'll give you 6. We'll give you 6 years. We'll give you 6 years. Come on. Let's get this done. That's my biggest fear, because then it makes everyone else that's still on the market go, oh, I can definitely get 6 and 7. I can definitely get 7 like Cease did. I can definitely get 6 like Imai. Like that changes. If he gets 3 to 4, that brings it back down and says, okay, Cease is the outlier. 7 years is the outlier of this season or this offseason for pitching. And I think that speeds up the process a lot. I think then once these top guys, the Frambers, the Suarezes, the Gallons, once they're sitting there and they're like, okay, we're getting 4 years, 5 years, I think then the market speeds up quite exponentially.
Yeah, I mean, overall here, the problem that at least people are going to have to figure out, and what I mean by people, I mean it's teams. How much faith are you willing to put in a player if you feel like you need to win right now? And it brings up the Orioles. For those that are saying this could be the guy, this is the lottery ticket. If you want that to be that lottery ticket, by all means. But I want to be clear. If you're looking for a sure thing, Imai is not the answer. He could be, but it doesn't mean that's going to be the case. And right now, for Baltimore, I wouldn't be surprised if they were in on him, Zach. But also, if you're going to ask me about the upside, you already have upside on your rotation. Boz, Rogers, that's upside. Kyle Bradish is already elite. The upside's already there for him. You know what you have with him. I think the Orioles need another dependable starter. So I think right now, the White Sox, why it can make a lot of sense overall, Zach.
Yeah.
Is even if it is a friendly deal and say he pitches really well, but the White Sox are so far removed, well, guess who becomes a great trade chip in the process? Yeah. I still think, and I'd be shocked if he goes for under 20 mil a year. I would be surprised. Yeah. I would be surprised if it's under 20 mil a year, but the same part of how good his market could have been, it's clearly not what he was hoping for, but we should find out soon. Yeah, because January 2nd, Zach, is a few days away. And then here's the thing. The new year hits. Mm-hmm. Spring training, then, when January and the month changes, it's a month until pitchers and catchers report.
I'm going to be honest. Like, it is shocking to me where and we're going to end up seeing it. Yeah, we're going to see where the value falls eventually, finally. But this guy, it seemed like he was almost destined at one point. It was kind of thought that he could be one of the higher AAV, higher year guys on the market. Like, I wouldn't put past him getting 7-8 years. Early on, it seemed like, oh, is he a guy that's going to command a Yamamoto type deal or slightly below that? 27 years old, you can go and, give him 8 years and you only got him till he's 35. So less risk there. And it just seems like, same with Murakami. It felt like there was going to be this big hype of like, okay, it's going to be bidder after bidder after bidder. And they're going to try to go out there and figure it out and try to get the best offer out there. And they're going to have to outbid this team and give more money and more years than that team. But it kind of has felt like it's more of a, hey, we hope this is the offer you want. Doesn't look like many other, like the White Sox came in last second and got Murakami, and I'm not sure he had that many other high level bidders for him.
And I think that's exactly what we're seeing. So a team has to make a decision. Do we just want to go in at the bidding price? Or if you're the White Sox, hey, you'll go in and outbid what the number is so you can get a guy that can develop with your team and can be a big asset moving forward. Because at the end of the day, Zach, the White Sox be shocking if they are competing this year. I'd be shocked. However, it's a great place where there's zero expectations to go out there and have success. Now, the team is going to expect their Japanese stars, if that's the case, to go out and play well. But as far as playing for the Dodgers, playing for the Orioles, the Yankees, whatever it may be, pressure would be off. So I'm curious which way this goes, but time's a ticking. And by January 2nd at 5 p.m. at the latest, we're going to have our answer. But who knows? Before we even finish this show today, we might have that answer tonight. So if you are new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show. We are live here on YouTube, Facebook, and X. We are going to change up the time in 2026, just to give you guys a heads up. And if you're on Apple and Spotify, hit that subscribe button, by the way, as well. We've been growing on the audio side. It's been phenomenal. And follow at Ryan Ripken Show on X, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, you name it. And that's at Zach Bollinger 18 on X. Are you that on Instagram, or are you just Bolly?
I think I'm at Zach Bollinger, at Zach_Bollinger on Instagram. I should probably make them the exact same, but I am, yes, I'm Zach_Bollinger on Instagram.
That's cool. That's neat. It's neat, but it's not at the same time with this baseball offseason, is that there's so many more moves that have to happen. Like, they have to.
Yeah.
And the roster's got to be filled out here. And also, it's the World Baseball Classic in a couple months, 2.5 months as well. The qualifiers. There's just so much that still needs to happen. And by the way, the NFL season is wrapping up. So it's just, moves are coming. And if they do, we will be live to break them right on this channel and as well on Kevin and Zach React. Hey, how you doing? And maybe we'll get a little trendy. Zach, have you seen me getting trendy on Instagram?
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah, I have seen you getting trendy on Instagram.
Dude, I am a sucker for the John Hamm trend, dude.
I see. I've noticed. Yes, I've noticed our trending aspirations.
I mean, I'm just call me Captain Trend if you want. See, Rip is 75% of the friends and neighbors trend on my feed. Beautiful.
We're just trendy these days. We're trendy. What can we say?
Yeah, we might be doing some trendy things with Deep Eddy Vodka going into 2026 as well. Should be a great time. Overall here, as we take just a brief moment, it's the end of the year. It's kind of, it's nuts to me that we're coming to the end of 2025.
Yeah.
It feels like it's been a year, and it also feels like it hasn't. And I just want to give you guys a little bit of thank you, gratitude. Depending on how tomorrow works, we're not sure, but I want to make sure on this episode that I thank you guys for all the support. Started off the project. If you guys are new, this is a project that's turned into a business where now we were going from 1 to 2 times a week to now we're planning on going 5 times a week, Monday through Friday during the 2026 year. And it's because of all you guys. So thank you. If you are on YouTube, appreciate you guys. Our channel members, Rips Better Kids, Rips Good Kids. I know we've been talking about it, but also a part of our scheduling. Zach, I don't know if you know this yet, but if you are home, we are scheduling next week. So deal with it. We're scheduling. We're really planning out the content, and we want to have days just dedicated to our channel members. We want to get a better way to enhance the channel membership program. And with that bandwidth, we're going to be able to do that. And, we've been kind of trying to, in some cases, Zach, we've been.
What would we say? Let's predict. Let's predict. Let's have a little prediction thing. What would you say the word of the year for 2026 is going to be? Could we go like growth? Like I'm just spitballing here. I'm just spitballing here. Maybe we return to that question.
Trendy.
I should have never asked that question.
Trendy.
We should. We do have to figure something out like this. Channel member day at the ballpark.
We also, there's a lot of different ideas, and that's why we're going to sit down for the brainstorm. And I will ask our channel members in a post on YouTube, what are fun activities that we could do that could bring in not only more incentives for you all, but what else you'd want to see. We are trying to use the studio more. We have all this area and space for so much room for activities, and we still haven't figured out exactly how we want to use it. We're working on that. That's a part of here in 2026. And also taking the show from the studio out into the surrounding areas here and trying to get back more in the try to get more back into the community side. So I'm excited. I think it should be a lot of fun. I might bring back Put My Poems in You. I've missed that.
Yeah. You know what? We got to get Kevin. Kevin just daily let me put my poems in you.
Yeah. And also people have asked me too about the Iron Rooster. Kyle and I were stirring some things up. He ain't gone anywhere. Excited to have him back. Apparently Nick Moore wants to get more involved. Now that's a rumor. We're talking about the biggest rumor mill. No doubt about that. There's some good ideas that I'm seeing in the chat here that could be, we could make. Hey, did I ever tell you about Camp Ryan?
No.
Oh, I didn't tell you about Camp Ryan because I'm seeing some ideas in here, and we'll get back to the sports conversation here. But you know what? Since this is the Ryan Ripken show, and I am Ryan Ripken. Hey, Zach, come here. Zach, come here. Camp Ryan. So when I had ankle surgery back in 2015, I was rehabbing and I had to stay at home, and so I was probably 2 months into this, so I still wasn't allowed to do a ton. I couldn't drive or flex my foot down for 6 weeks. So that was humbling. Couldn't do much moving around. But my mom, because I was at home then for that as my second official offseason, I think, or no, first official year in pro ball. And I was home for surgery, and my mom and sister went to Italy. And so they left me at home. And so one of my buddies was like, hey, man, I think we should just have a day. You got a field in the front yard. We should open that up. And I go so we should open up Camp Ryan. So I didn't understand exactly where this was going to go. But what we ended up doing was we got a keg and we put it at second base. Now, I can't run because the ankle, right? That's just, you can't do that. I was all-time pitcher. But we put a keg at second base and we had rules. And then we were just finishing out the day where the keg, went from the ball field to the backyard. And for some reason, the Camp Ryan stuck.
Wait, what was the rule with the keg? I'm assuming if you hit a double or something, you had to.
Oh, you couldn't score until you had to fill up at second base. You had to fill up. You had the beer in your hand when you hit. You had to go chug it, then fill up again at second, and then you'd have to finish your beer before scoring.
So, as all-time pitcher, were you excluded from that, or how were you?
I participated in my own way. All right. I think the rule was too. I think if I hit you, if I had the ball and I threw it and got you out, I think you had to then chug on the spot.
All right. But when were you chugging?
I can't
chug. Were you walking, guys? It's that's a chug.
No, because I can put the ball, I can put a kickball where I want to, Zach.
All right. No, I was just wondering. You pitch a little inside, back them off the plate.
I might have to, but this is making me think about maybe that's what we bring back. I welcome people to Camp Ryan.
Well, that would be. Maybe we have to. Camp Ryan in the studio. Will you play kickball?
I don't think that's where we have. Well, we could have Camp Ryan, but it's almost a
lot of
confined
stuff.
Space.
We'd have to move a lot of stuff.
You know what? We should get the big balls, the plastic balls, where you run at each other.
No, we do. We still have to do that with Nick and Kevin.
Yeah, I think Camp Ryan for that. I no doubt I would.
That's one of the events at Camp Ryan is Kevin finally has to do that challenge with Nick Moore.
Yes. That'd be great. I said we got some ideas, so let us know on some of those ideas. But Camp Ryan was a staple. I guess I told my mom that recently over Christmas, and she had no idea that that's what we did when she was away.
Probably for the best.
Well, but I'm like, what are you gonna tell me? You know, I'm a man. I was 21 at that time.
I'm 21.
So,
Say it about me.
Come after me.
Going after a kid.
That's why I don't read the newspapers. Just beautiful. Just majestic.
It's one of the all-time rants ever.
Oh, it's a great rant. It's a great rant. I wonder if Nick Moore has actually seen that.
There's no way. Or he has, but he hasn't. No, he's on the internet enough to see that.
Yeah. He's not. Well, yeah, he's not at all. But that would be fun here in 2026. A lot of ideas, so much room for activities. Just kind of the dormant time with the sports world. Like, it's kind of the calm before the storm. The calm before the storm here with so many things that are still going to happen. So we got to have fun in the moment. Is there anything that you wanted to talk about, Zach, real quickly?
Real quick, honestly?
No,
I do think, I meant to bring this up, final thought on the Ravens-Steelers thing before we get back into that conversation. It does seem poetic. I'm assuming this is the final meeting between Harbs and Tomlin. It just seems like one of them loser. Yeah, and I might be wrong. Maybe both are back next year. But it seems to be writing on the walls. This is the final time that they both match up as Ravens Steelers after 18 years.
Yeah.
It's not lost on me how poetic it is that it's going to be final week. Winner takes the division. Like, that's how they deserve, even though it's been a very poor year for both. It deserved to go out like that. Actually, what are Harbaugh versus Tomlin?
The record?
Because they always are at 500. I hope the Ravens aren't.
I don't have a good feeling about that one.
So Tomlin has 22 wins compared to Harbaugh 17. So he kind of pulled away.
I thought it was in favor of.
Well, I knew that, but I wanted to make sure. God, Ravens haven't played this. Oh, never mind. I was about to say something so dumb.
The Ravens haven't played the Steelers and.
I was about to say the Ravens haven't played the Steelers in the playoffs since 2014 because they were going through all the times that Tomlin's beat Harbaugh in the playoffs. And then I was like, literally.
All right. Yeah, I told you we could have a wild sighting today.
I had a feeling.
You know, the funny thing with this guy. So for anyone out there, if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. We have a friend of the show that is he is on the Ravens, long snapper. And Zach, you know what he said to me when he found out that Stout was coming on? He's like, "Oh, dude, you're having Jordan on, and like you weren't gonna tell me. Oh, you're doing the show on Tuesday. Thanks for letting me know." I'm like, "Dude, I told you we do things every day now. The only time that you text me not text, because you won't text me first. You'll only call me to go, yo, dude, what pizza spot's open in Baltimore?" And I'm like, "Buddy, I text you Merry Christmas. How's your fam? How's everything going?" And he knows it. Let's bring on your friend, my friend, Ravens long snapper, Nick Moore.
If that's not the biggest load of crap right now, bro. I didn't get no Merry Christmas text, bro.
What?
I can't go. I'm on my phone right now, so I'll look it up after.
Dude,
I'll put something in there for the chat, okay?
Dude, if I didn't text you Merry Christmas on the day, who texted you Merry Christmas? I talked to you on Christmas Eve.
I'm sure you did. Dude, I got kids and stuff, man. You're just now getting married, bro. You don't understand what I'll go through on a day-to-day, okay? I've been playing in a ball pit since 2:30 this afternoon. All right?
You've been playing in one or planning one?
Playing in a ball pit with my children.
Oh, that is tough, Nick.
Gosh.
Hydrate
bro,
up.
It is. I got to. I'm in a full-on sweat right now.
Kidding me here.
What's
But
going on in here? What's going on in here?
We had Joey Mulinaro on earlier. You're not on
nice.
social media, but
I'm not. No.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Chris
technically am on social media, but I am not personally on it.
I'm aware. But so he's a great comedian, funny dude. He's actually going to try to come to Baltimore. He's a huge Steelers fan, so he's going to the game Sunday night.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
Yeah, he might get in the section that you said Rocco and fans could be the other
come on
yesterday.
down. Hey, bring it on.
We'll have
The
him.
more the merrier down there, dude. We love it.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
That's what it's all about, man. Hostile environment.
You seem in a way better mood today than yesterday.
We had a Christmas party on Sunday night, so yesterday I was pretty tired. I won't lie.
I have a cold. I have a cold, man.
Yeah.
I'm not.
No,
I've been dealing with the cold for a while.
We had an event we had a casino night, and I was a little tired, man. That's all it is.
Was this after the Browns Steelers game? Well,
yeah, it just so happened to be. I mean, it had been planned for a while.
Oh, okay.
It was actually supposed to be after the Patriots game, but then they flexed our game, so then we had to make adjustments on the fly. And just so happened to work out great because we won Saturday. Browns beat the Steelers Sunday morning, and we had a casino Christmas party on Sunday night. So
I'm very happy for you, Nick. That's great. And you know what? I was really tired too after a game in Burlington, Vermont, playing the Lake Monsters.
Been there, brother.
I was so tired. For some reason, I was chugging 2 or 3 waters like this.
Yeah.
And then I was laying down before the game, and I felt really nauseous because I was very tired from the previous night.
I didn't say I was nauseous. I just said I was tired. See, now you're making it. Now you're just making assumptions about.
Okay. All right. Nick, it's great to see you. You only want to come on because the guy that's joining us now, like you were offended. And sorry, he got the accolades this year, not you, buddy. So you got to snap a little bit better, and maybe you would have done it. But for those that don't know, Ravens Pro Bowl punter. Jordan, you good? Can you give me a thumbs up? Hell yeah. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Jordan Stout. Jordan.
What's up, guys?
How we doing? I'm sorry about Nick.
Look at this guy, dude. Look at this guy, bro.
I gotta get close to the camera to see you. You're so small.
I know. That's all right.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, no, we appreciate
welcome to my show, Jordan. I appreciate you coming on. It's an honor to have you as a guest here. Finally, after 4 years of being my teammate, it's
true.
It's great. Yeah. So how are you tonight, man? How's it going?
Great, man. Just Julia's in Pittsburgh, so I've just been watching Stranger Things all day and relaxing.
Yeah, I like.
Are you on the new season of Stranger Things?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. I haven't. Have you? Where are you with this? Because I'm only through the first 2 episodes of season 5.
Yeah, I just started the first episode, and then I kind of got bored of it, so then I moved away from it and just slept. Actually, is the truth.
Good, because could have been tired. Nick's very tired. If you were just hearing that.
Yeah, we're tired,
have you ever
guys.
Hung out with a 3-year-old and an 18-month-old? It's
Who are you
tiring,
asking?
bro. I'm tired. I'm asking. Ryan's over here talking smack.
Yeah.
Like I'm not tired.
Jordan, is this about you? Is this what you deal with every day?
I mean, you guys know him pretty well, right?
Unfortunately,
you know him probably as well as I do. You know what I put up with.
Yep. So, okay, let me ask you a question, Jordan.
Yeah.
Because then I want to talk about you've been balling this year, by the way, which is electric.
Appreciate that.
No thanks to 46. But the part where I was going to say is I texted Nick on Christmas Eve.
Okay.
And I was saying how Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. How are you doing? How's the fam? And the dude just had the audacity to say that I don't text him. You know, the last time he texted or called me out of the blue was
at least a year.
No,
it was earlier.
It was
December.
a month ago, and he wanted pizza.
Oh, so it was a call for a favor, not just to see how you're doing.
At 2 a.m.
He doesn't know. He didn't answer, so he has no idea. He doesn't know.
2 a.m.
He doesn't know.
Yeah.
What were you doing? What were you at 2 a.m., Nick?
He's tired.
I was tired. Yeah, I was out.
Okay.
I need some food. No, we went to this Christmas bar downtown, Cat in the Hat or something.
Is it cool?
What's it
I haven't been there.
The Cat's Eye Pub.
Yeah, we went there.
Cat in the Hat. Very close.
Hey, at least I
Okay.
knew it had cat in it. Okay,
Yeah. No, you're
it was a
halfway
cool
there.
spot, man. Great Christmas vibes.
It's a great
No,
spot.
you know what?
Well,
You know what? We're talking bad about Nick right now, but I do want to give him credit. He has had
don't
a great year, and
Hey, don't boost
and
my ego right now.
no, just
I
for
don't
a
need
second,
that.
because I give you a hard time a lot, and you give
I'm
me a
on here
hard
to
time a lot.
boost your ego. That's why I'm
But
here.
you've done a great job, and Pro Bowl vote is a weird thing. And although the last 4 years, I think you've deserved it, and you haven't gotten it, I just want to put that out there. If anyone knows anything about snapping, they should know that you should be top 1 or top 2. So I just want to give you that credit
All
real
right.
quick.
I appreciate you.
Part of my success comes from him, at least 50%.
This is true.
Because if
You
he throws
know
a bad
what?
snap, then it's a bad punt, and it's on him.
It is. Anything that goes wrong, I do blame Nick. So to be fair, I
mean,
do.
I take blame. I can shoulder the burden here. You got big shoulders, all right.
What we have established, you are the thickest long snapper in the NFL. And it's all jokes aside. I know what goes into the inner workings. That's why Jordan, being growing up for me in the baseball world, just the sports world, I always look at the little things. So where if you don't turn a double play properly or you're in the wrong positioning, everyone wants to look at the big hit. But in football, for you guys, the offense, it's the sexy plays that happens. Defense, you got to make the stops or the turnovers. And you guys just are there. What if you don't do well, you don't get you get blasted. And if you do well, you should. But for you, it's been really cool to see because you have balled this year. And yes, credit to Nick. Congratulations as
I'm
well.
not here for credit, okay? I'm here to support Jordan. All right.
Okay.
We're not talking about me.
Then support Jordan from aside for a second. What for you, Jordan, overall? What's been one of the things at least that you've kind of come in full circle for you? And is there such a thing as a punter of just being in a groove? Because it felt like that's just what you've been in. And it's felt like you just found a great rhythm for a long period of time.
Yeah, I started punting a little earlier this offseason is one thing. And I feel like a friend of mine, AJ Cole, says if you don't lose it, you don't have to get it back. So this offseason, I never really lost it. And I in the offseason, especially, like, punting's a hobby. I enjoy it. I love doing it. We'll go work out in the mornings. We'll go punt. We'll go get some fire tacos in San Diego. And then we'll usually go to the beach and play in the water. And I mean, we play in the water. It's the best time. It doesn't matter how old you are. You got to play. I believe in that. Put that on my tombstone. Yeah, but just like accumulation of like a lot of hard work in the offseason, we kind of I wouldn't say developed a new punt because the boomerang punt has been around for a long time. We just kind of threw that into the arsenal. And, with that, like, guys have a hard time catching it. And sometimes it gets on the ground. It's almost like a bailout punt. If it's really windy or we're in a situation where we can't have any return yards, it's a bailout punt. You just throw it up there. You're probably going to average 50 on it, 45, 50. It's just, we use that. And, another thing that's changed this year is we've had like absolute demons on the special teams punt unit. It's like Keandre Jackson, TJ Tampa, Keon Martin, all these guys who, well, TJ was there last year, but the other two guys weren't. And they've just done such a great job every single play, and the way they've attacked each day at practice. Like, of course we're doing well. I could be a bad punter and we'd be doing well this year because those guys are demons. So credit goes out. Like I said, I say 50% is like the punt team itself, and then 50% is me. And I couldn't do it without those guys.
Real fast, Jordan, how many, you just talked about adding that to the arsenal. How many punts would you say you have? Different kind of punts, maybe a different variation. Do you have a number or ballpark?
So Sam had that NFL Films documentary on him where he said, what, how many you have? 18, 20?
Yeah, something ridiculous.
I have if you really want to get into the details, you could say I have probably 14, 15, but in reality, I have a turnover punt. I have a pooch punt. I have a show right, go left, which is we call the hook. I have a boomerang. And then I have the accidental knuckleball when I'm trying to hit a boomerang that goes the opposite way. So, I mean, and then, a rip liner or Liz liner, which is just a lower turnover ball. So then if you add the directions into all those, you could say it's 14, but in reality, it's 6.
How do you decipher when you're going to do that? Is it the moment in the game where you're or is it the conditions that you're sitting there?
Yeah, conditions absolutely play a a part in it. It's like if it's really windy, then we're probably just going to hit a boomerang because it's that bailout punt that we call it middle, and the gunners release free and they go wherever they see the ball. If it's a nicer day out, we'll go rip turnover, where my goal will be to put it closer to the sideline, and the gunners know they have to go to the right sideline. Like that's where the ball's supposed to go. You know, we play a lot of windy games in Baltimore, and so I hit a lot of boomerangs, and we just release downfield and get lucky.
What was the one called that you boomed it like 70 yards? What's that one called?
That is a turnover. That's a traditional, like, that's like, I don't know. Nick, would you say that's the first punt? Or do you think there was like the end over end punt was
I feel like
first?
the turnover is probably the
Yeah, it's like it's what you learn first.
Yeah. I think the turnover is what you would assume as regular punting is hitting that directional turnover ball that he did so well against the Jets.
Yeah, the one that looks like a pass in the air that just turns over.
So I didn't know that. So this is why Jordan's coming on. Nick hasn't gone into the details of that.
Nick, you've been on. You are a part of this podcast. And you've talked about it how many times?
Literally,
your boys don't know about it.
No, I've talked about that 1,000 times. They just don't remember.
Okay, but we know all about Georgia and SEC football.
No doubt.
We know all about that.
We know about the dogs, baby.
Oh God,
that's 2 days in a row barking on the show, baby.
I think it's you know what we're talking about it. You know, you always like to throw the Cal Ripken Jr. thing and the streaks. This is the longest streak for Nick Moore. Consecutive days is at 2. It's unbelievable.
Hey, we're gonna break the record.
Hey, maybe you know what? Let's get it to 3.
I got extra hands at the house this week. My mom's here, so I'm able to step away.
Jordan. So like, you know, Nick's always about, dude, I'm in. I want to do all this. I'm excited. Yeah, let's go. And, we like to have fun, right?
What did I tell you, bro? When you changed the schedule? What did I
didn't
say?
change. I didn't change the schedule that changed your timing.
Zach. At the beginning of the season, what was the schedule? 4 to 6?
Yes.
And then what happened? Like, I don't know, week 6? Did it move to 5 to 7?
That hour was the. You joined at like 5:30 anyway.
No, bro, I was joining at work at like 4:15.
Well, then, you got in a little pouty face. You know, things weren't going too well. You're on a little losing streak, and, we didn't see it for a little bit.
I got repetitive. I didn't want to keep repeating the same thing, so I needed
when do we come on and have you timeout, Jordan? I want to get this on the air. When have we come on and been like, Nick, man, tough one right now. Tough go for the team. Because then you'll go, I believe in the guys, and it's rough. It's rough out there, and you just got to keep playing.
It's got to be great.
A lot of love.
I said that 3 weeks in a row, and then you switched the schedule to 5 to 7, and I wasn't able to accommodate that schedule.
No, that when you came on, we talked about you getting manhandled
I did
on
get
the punts
a few times.
And all of that part. Tackle wiped off the board.
Oh yeah, we did talk about that.
Yeah, that's rough. That was rough.
That was kind of a sham there. I deserved that tackle.
Yeah.
Don't know how
Jordan,
that
of the season for you, because I'd say I was gonna go and say, like, when you boot at 70 yards, like that's got to be like, damn, I just pumped that. Like that's a really cool moment. But is there like a punt for you where maybe you surprised yourself or was one of your favorite on the year?
Yeah, actually. And it was against Minnesota, 4th quarter. We're in the back of the end zone. They call it boomerang. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to try not to get technical here, but
oh, yeah, please do.
The ball was supposed to be a boomerang, and a boomerang goes up and it drifts to the right. Okay, I'm going to have to get up. Let me get
on up.
So,
Let us give us a demonstration.
Let me use this bottle of wine as the ball. So here's the ball.
Perfect.
So this is how you hit a turnover, right?
Yep.
You want your foot to match up like right here, and it rotates off and turns into a spiral. So a boomerang, you hold it here. And the goal is to hit this side of it, and it spins like this, right? So which gets it to turn that way. So there's also a way to hit a lefty turnover. And a lefty turnover, you hit with your right foot, because obviously I'm not hitting with my left foot. Yeah. But since, you hit a turnover here, it's the complete opposite. And then you just swing through here, and it was an accident. And the ball rotates like a normal turnover, but it turns over as if a left-footed punter was punting it. And it's not, it's a punt that's out there. The only person that I know that's ever done it on purpose is Brad Robbins. He was preseason with the Bills this year. He was released, but it's not a punt I practice. I know how to do it, but complete accident. I'm in the back of the end zone, into the game, hit a 60-yard punt on the sideline.
It was a pretty remarkable punt.
The ball was supposed to go the complete other way. But honestly, one of the best punts of the season in a time that we needed it. So yeah, the time I surprised myself would have to be that.
That's incredible. Also, I love the wine bottle was a fantastic.
That was perfect.
A good touch. Good touch.
Prop.
I thought you guys would like it. I was going to use the pencil I had, but that's boring.
It is. It's so boring. Nick, why haven't you gotten up and shown us a good proper technique for a long snap?
Not a single prop from there.
Come on, dude. Get up, turn the other way.
Clips, bro. You don't want to see that. Okay. You don't want to see that.
Hey, you know, the only clip I get from Nick is when you're on the stage with Jimmy Charles and you're out there just hucking balls.
Oh yeah, man. You were
some balls.
What were you throwing? Was it footballs or was it t-shirts?
No, they were real footballs.
It'd been cool if they had used like the t-shirt machine, just throwing it through your legs. I remember that video. It was awesome.
Jimmy brought like 4 or 5 balls that we signed and snapped them into the crowd.
That's cool.
It looked a little high on your.
The first one definitely was. I misjudged the distance. I snapped the first one to the back of the room, and then the next
to like 40 yards.
Yeah,
the adrenaline took over.
Bro, we were like, I was telling this story. So I was like on the ground when he was doing the show, and then he called me up on stage. And I was like, when I was on the ground, I was like, all right, you know, they're probably like 20 yards away. So like, I kind of really throw this. Didn't take into account that the stage is like 8 feet off the ground. So like by the time I get up there, I really only snap it like 5 yards because I'm so much higher than they are. So my first one, I snapped full speed, and it literally went over every single person, hit the vendors in the back that were selling the Budweiser, and then it bounced back in, and somebody found it. It was like it literally was probably like a 45, 50-yard ball, just because I was so much higher. And then the next ones, I was like, I gotta tone it down a little bit and just give him a little chuck, lob it up there. Well, I didn't want to take anybody's head off either, dude. It was like a corporate Budweiser event. And I didn't want to give somebody a black eye or something.
That would have been a problem. But I'm glad you're looking out for the safety of others.
People assume that, it's so easy because Jordan can catch it all the time. But I'm like, you don't understand. That ball's coming quick.
Yeah.
It moves fast.
Yeah. I never, we've done a good job here, Nick. Besides, I got to give your head's already too big. So we have to bring it down a little bit. But overall, I give you credit. It is a hard thing to do. And also then it's humming, man. Like you got some good velo on that. You might underhand that puppy better than you probably threw it in the minor leagues.
Probably. Honestly, I'm much more accurate with my underhand than I am with my baseball throw. That's for sure.
No doubt about it.
But you don't realize they treat that like it's like really important. So when I first got there as a rookie, I was throwing underhands too, and him and Sam and Justin were all like, "You don't know, dude. That's not how you do it. That's not good enough. You got to do it like this." So, and I had to learn the hard way. And then after that, I learned the proper way to do it.
Yeah. There's a method to the madness,
the Nick and Sam way, Yeah. And then ever since then, like when we have like people in camp come in and do it, I'm the first one to be like, dude, you don't know how to do it. Like you got to do it like this. Exactly. Like you don't know.
I've heard Nick's, his story and trying to get from, to find his way as a long snapper and you get guidance, right? Morgan Cox, Nick, was really helpful to you. I mean, Jordan, for you, like the first few years, what was something that really maybe, if it was the underhand flip, then, hey, we learned something. But what's something for you that kind of led you to this year then? Like, is there something that sticks out to you more than others of the learning moments, or is it just kind of the accumulation of it's another year in the system? You got comfortability with your unit and the unit that is 46.
Simple answer is like over the first 3 years, they taught me everything they could possibly teach me. And this year they're like, just go do it. There wasn't as much coaching as there had been in the past 3 years. If I made a mistake, it was known that I'm capable of doing it right. They didn't need to overanalyze and overcoach to fix it. And also, with my averages being better and my gross and net, there is less stress. So in the games when I have a bad punt, it's more of like, okay, it was bad. We'll move on. In past years is like, you had a bad punt. What are you doing? You got to do better. You're going to get cut. So less pressure overall. And I have this weird way about me when it's an important year, I do well. My junior year of college, I was not good. And I don't think that was a lack of talent. I think, we used a different type of football. It's called a Vapor One. It was very, very narrow, really hard to punt, really hard to kick. And then I convinced quarterback the following year to switch to a football called Vapor Elite. And with that, I did a lot better. And then also going in from that junior year to senior year, I worked my butt off because I knew like that was my last chance. It's like, if this year doesn't go well, I'm going to be working a desk job. And I didn't want to do that. And of course, first 3 years here is like, I'm going to say we're average. Baltimore is a very, very hard place to play. I'm not going to undersell myself. I think I did a good job given the circumstances. But this year, everything just kind of played into my favor. And, it sucks when the offense isn't driving down the field as well as normal. But, that gives me an opportunity to, if I'm punting from my 15, my 20, my 25, I have more field to play with. In past years, when our offense is firing on all cylinders, I'm punting pooch punts, which is a closer in punt where the maximum yardage I can get gross is usually 45 yards. And it's kind of impossible to lead the league when you're punting inside the 40s all year. So there's a lot of things that go into it. I think maturity is one thing. I think it's finally just clicking. Less pressure, more field position. And there's a lot that went into it. But yeah, I'd say that's it.
I mean, I think that people sometimes undersell the grind of trying to get to where you want to go, and you want to come out of college and then come out guns hot, right? And some rookies do that, some second year guys do that, but then there's a lot of guys where you stay with it and you get the opportunity, things are going to kind of make sense and they're going to click. Every situation is different, but I think it's this effect that you got to be perfect. And that's why I went back to the special teams part. And that's why I was worried a little bit with Loop coming in, is that like the expectation for this dude was you're replacing a guy that arguably the best kicker of all time. And you're coming in and there's a draft pick taken for him and he's got to come in and execute. Talent's there. And he's had a great year, by the way. Like you guys,
he is doing well.
I think the special teams unit, in a year where there's been a lot of stress, right? But your goals are all, as Aaron Boone would say, Zach, it's all in front of us.
Oh yeah.
Everything's still in front of it for you guys, but your unit has been solid. And like for Tyler, I think that's probably of all the rookies, I don't think he gets a lot of love for how great of a year he's really had.
I agree completely. I think he's having a phenomenal year. Nick, what was this stat that I told you the other day in the team, right after the team meeting? It's like, there's been 7.
Hold on. It was
Nick looks like the John Hamm thing right now.
Literally.
The trend.
Where'd he go?
He nailed
He's looking it up. It was something about it was some kicking stat. I can't remember what it was. He's trying to find it, I think.
Yeah.
He's first rookie since there's been a handful of rookies since 2010 that have been 90% or more on 30 plus kicks or something like that. I think there's only been 7 or so. I think it's like I think him and Brandon Aubrey are the only 2 since 2017 that have been 90% or better as rookies. Something along those lines. And there's only been 7 this millennia, I think is what he said.
I'll let Jordan do it because I don't know if that was the best explanation.
Someone was trying to FaceTime me when I'm finally getting my big break.
Jordan, wasn't it?
Someone's trying to call me right now. It's crazy.
Wasn't it
crazy, man?
I don't know. It's like 7 rookie kickers since 1958 have had a 90% or better field goal percentage.
30 plus kicks, right?
Yeah, and right now Tyler's sitting, I think, at 89.9 or something.
So I thought he was at 90.6.
Maybe that's what it is. It was right there. But he's doing that in Baltimore, dude.
Yeah.
Like he's not doing that in Los Angeles in a dome. He's doing that in Baltimore in the AFC North. So
yeah. He's at 90.6 right now.
That was it. He was 27 of 30, which is 90 on the dot, and then now he's 29 of 32, I think.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Nailed it.
Yeah, because we were 2 for 2.
Hey, good for you guys. I mean, hey, it looks like everything's feeling calm, excited for Sunday night, man. Last opportunity. Can't hold anything back now, Nick.
No, you cannot. This is it, man. This is why we play the game, dude. These are the
Yeah,
games that we play for.
It's gonna be electric. That night game
Yeah.
in Pittsburgh, I've never been a part of that. I found out today. I didn't even know that.
What Nick's told us some moments, but Jordan, what's part of the rivalry that maybe from your perspective, any moment that stuck out over the years?
Great question. I can't remember what happened 2 days ago, so big wins are great.
That is such a Jordan answer right there. I love it.
Yeah,
that was a great. You know what? The look right there was. It said it all. You know.
Hey, every game's the same to me. You put a football in front of me, and I'm gonna hit it hard, and that's the way I go about my business. Right?
He does.
I love
the man's
that.
focused on his job this year. He's locked in, man. He's ready to go.
Yeah, you guys all are. I mean, look, it is what it is. How things have gone, right? I mean, you're here right now. It's been. I'm happy you guys got a shot. I'll say it's a lot more exciting with something on the line here. Cleveland, that was beautiful.
Love it.
Go Brownies.
That. It's amazing. Go Brownies, man. Hell yeah.
Huge win for them. You know, Rip, I think this season has been it hasn't been a very good one for us, and we haven't played the best ball we could have played, and we obviously made a ton of mistakes throughout the course of the season, but at the end of the day, Rip, we had a goal set in August that we wanted to win the division. And after all the stuff that we've been through, we're right here, right now.
You've got
one more game to get there, win the division like we set out to do, get ourselves in the playoffs, and then once you get in the playoffs, Rib, anything can happen in the playoffs, baby. One game at a time, 1 week at a time. So that's kind of been we've been in that mode for now 10, 12 weeks. So
yeah,
we're just another game up and another situation that we've been in, and we want to be here, and we're happy to be here.
Couldn't have said it better.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah, you see that?
Spokesperson Nick Moore.
Yeah, that was
right.
so beautiful. Yeah, so beautiful. It's leaving me speechless, man. Goosebumps, some would say. It'll be great. I'm excited, honestly, one way or another. All you can ask for a chance. And the AFC is wide open, guys. Fellas, just get in, see what happens. The Patriots could be the 2 seed or the 1 seed, and a lot of people think they're the favorites. Like it's way different than it's been in years past. So I'm excited for you guys. Jordan, I meant to tell you, I might see you around more different cases. I saw your little video with AutoStream.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. We might be doing some things with AutoStream.
Oh,
hey,
for real?
2026. Yeah.
Hey, let's do a collab. Let's do a collab. All three of us.
Let's
4 of
invite
us.
everyone. It'll be you, me, Zach, and that'll be great.
Yep, the 3 of us.
That's all you need.
That we could make some great content.
I don't want to be there anyway.
You don't want to be there anyway, Nick?
Have you worked with them before? AutoStream?
So I haven't announced it yet officially, but we are starting our partnership for 2026. We agreed before I left on my honeymoon, and we're starting it next week. But I just talked to David, and he's like, "Hey, we got the stuff out with Jordan," and I'm like, "Hell yeah!"
Yeah,
amazing.
No, it was a really easy day. It was a really short day. It was to go there, film a little content. They were all like great to be around. It was actually like really smooth. I'd do it again. I told him that. So hopefully you guys have the same experience.
Yeah, they're great. They got the Ho. I got a 2019 Tahoe. That thing, they got me right. So I'm excited. But yeah, I told him I was having you on with Nick, and I said, yeah, we'll talk about it. I'm down. That'd be fun. That'd be a lot of fun.
Let's get it in motion.
Yeah, let's get it in motion. You know what? So not only did Nick feel left out, Brad, I saw you. Yeah, I don't want to be there either. Brad, you're fine. Brad's with us too, Jordan. Everyone's invited except Nick.
Yeah,
I'm not going anyway, so it doesn't matter. I don't want
okay.
Nick's invited. He just turned it down. Remember?
I don't have any idea what you're talking about. I don't have a clue, and I'm going to keep it that way.
Hey, I'll fill you in. Jordan. That's on me. That's on me.
I don't know.
Hey,
I don't know
Jordan.
anything.
Jordan. Yeah. So I've heard like all the best things about you, and you lived up to it. I know I met you briefly at might have been Ogden's golf tournament.
Yeah.
You are. Thank you for putting up with Nick. Thank you for taking the time.
Yeah,
To
of course.
come on.
Thank you guys for having me on.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Hey Nick, thanks for making it 2 days in a row, man. Mister,
Yeah.
hey, I want to have Nick at night. I want to do this thing up, baby.
Nick
You
at
didn't
night.
ask
I
me
like
one
that.
time about Nick at Night all year, bro. Not once.
Okay, Jordan, we'll work on this. But hey, I appreciate you, Jordan. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
I look forward to chatting with you more in the future. Be good, be safe. All right, and best of luck in Pittsburgh. And Nick, you hydrate.
I'm gonna stay on
All
my
right.
hydration.
Good luck with the ball pit.
Yeah, I'll get it. I gotta go do bath time right now.
All right.
Appreciate you guys.
Jordan,
Y'all have a good night.
appreciate you. See you
See you
guys.
guys.
Good kids.
Jordan Stout, Nick Moore.
Yeah,
That was
There's been
fantastic.
it's been a great day of guests so far. We got one more guest joining us here though, Zach, because we're hitting it from all different angles here. So we got it from
Moving and grooving.
We had Joey Mulinaro, comedian, entrepreneur. Apparently he's heard that for the first time. An actor. We just had Ravens long snap and Ravens punter, Pro Bowl punter Jordan Stout, and then Nick Moore. They're great guys. I think our goal here always, Zach, give perspective. I thought the breakdown for how to punt was phenomenal.
I love that.
I was really excited about hearing all that. I love the ins and outs. And you can tell like there's a looseness there. And in a year that's been very disappointing in Baltimore, the special teams unit has had a great year overall. Tyler Loop's had a great year. Jordan Stout, rightfully so, has had a great year. And yes, we will give Nick, our friend, credit. He has had a fantastic year as well. But we do have one more piece. We want to tie this all in. So if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. We do this live now, Monday through Friday. 2026, we're changing our hours. You can find us on YouTube, X, Facebook, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. But Mike, if you're ready, give me a thumbs up from behind the scenes. Mike's ready to rock and roll. Well, we want to tie this back in because a lot of people are going to want to look forward, Zach. And people have looked forward because they feel like something's going to have to change. So we want to bring on a guy that's got great perspective on this, works for The Athletic. You've seen him probably all over X. Let's bring on at Sando NFL, Mike Sando. Mike.
How are you guys doing? Too bad Joey's not still here, and he could be like in DaCosta or Harbaugh's voice. You know that I love. Yeah. He does Chris Ballard better than Ballard. You know, I know he's indie, but it's just unbelievable.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. Him, how we met initially, Mike, was I was playing in a baseball tournament. We played against each other. We're the same age, and that's how it started. And then we got talking. I'm like, hey, dude, you should come on. And he gave a little Collinsworth tonight. And, I asked him if he's ever done the Chris to Chris. He was too scared to do that. But time will tell. We'll make it happen. But he's phenomenal. But, Mike, how are you doing, by the way?
I'm doing great. I just have it's been a tough season for some of the teams. I mean, for me to say it's been a great season, overlooks all the pain in Kansas City and probably Baltimore. We'll see what happens and some of these other places. But to me, I don't know if you saw, I tweeted it today, just there's so many things this year that are so out of left field that have happened that you wouldn't, maybe one of them could have happened, but for all these things from the state of the AFC to Phillip Rivers coming back to, any number. I mean, look at the Bears have clinched the division. I was looking the other day, like the Packers haven't even ever won that division with Jordan Love. It's crazy, the stuff that's going on around the league. So it's really been fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy to think here that the two Super Bowl favorites up there, the Ravens are fighting for their playoff lives. The Lions are not going to be in the playoffs. They're playoff-less. The Rams, everyone thought was the best team just a few weeks ago, and they're not going into their game last night against Atlanta. They couldn't even win their division, and they were going on the road. The Broncos have a great shot to be the 1 seed. The Patriots and the Jags are going to possibly and more than likely going to be top seeds. I mean, is there any? We'll get to the Ravens here, but is there any other story that truly is more shocking to you throughout this whole year?
Well, I mean, Rivers coming back is one, but even now going to the playoffs, clearly, if you had to bet, you would let anybody pick one team in the AFC to get there, and you'd take the field, right? What's that number where you would actually take the teams? Like, would you rather have two? Would you give me two teams and you'd take the field? You might, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yesterday, Mike, I asked Zach and the rest of my crew, Zach, Brad, Kevin, Rocco, we went around and said, who do you think the favorite in the AFC was? And almost everybody had a different team. No one had the Broncos. So to your point, right? It's been wild. The Rivers thing, since you brought it up, are we like that? I thought if a 44-year-old quarterback would come back, it'd be like Tom Brady-esque, but I still love me some Phillip Rivers.
Not looking like Tom Brady at all. He looks like he looks like a dad who's in great shape, who's a former athlete, but not that type of shape. He doesn't look like a guy who's, weighing his food on the counter and charting it every day, right? I mean, he looks like if we were a pro athlete retired 5 years, that's probably what we'd look like. Awesome.
Yeah. Well, let's get down to business here in Baltimore then, shall we? Because while the Ravens season is still alive, and with this wide open AFC, and we just had Ravens punter Jordan Stout and long snapper Nick Moore on, and they're in good spirits, and it's not been a good year. But there's been a lot of discussion, and usually when things go wrong, Mike, it's going to get more publicity. It's been a really rough year, and unless the Ravens get to the AFC Championship game, people are going to look at this year as being a huge step back. And you were saying that the Ravens, when you wrote about it, that the whole situation with Lamar, I know the article came out from the Baltimore Sun recently, but can you maybe just elaborate from your perspective on what the Ravens are going to really have to look at here going into this 2026 season?
Well, something's clearly amiss. And usually what would happen, like when I was talking to people maybe a month ago, or 6 weeks ago, hey, Harbaugh is going to probably fire some coaches, and it'd be the normal sort of a thing. I think as we've gotten stretch, my mind would first go to what's going to happen with Harbaugh. I think that's the number one thing. He's one of, I think, it's a short list of coaches, a dozen coaches, I don't have the exact number, who spent 200 plus games with one team and won a Super Bowl. And so what happens after you win it is like, how long do you go, but without getting back before it becomes time, and Tomlin and Harbaugh. And I think if you go back to like Don Shula, he stayed with the Dolphins forever. They're like at the top of how long you get to stay. So I think that's the number one thing. And that probably affects anything we're talking about with Lamar, right? I mean, there's choices to be made at the end of the year. You probably don't move on from your coach and your quarterback or whatever, but do you double down with Harbaugh and keep going? And then if you do, what is the deal with the Lamar situation? Is it much to do about nothing? Because it could be, but it just sort of feels like they go in and out of phase, and you can't put your finger on any necessarily one thing with Lamar this season, but it just doesn't feel right, does it? It just doesn't look right. I just want to have more of a feeling like he's having fun and he's all in on this thing and he's driving it. Do you get that feeling? Kind of? No?
I mean, it's hard. I mean, Zach, we've talked about this. Yeah. I think one thing, and I saw Marcus Spears, he went off earlier about maybe the slander towards Lamar and being injured, but it does feel like this is more than just about an injury. It doesn't feel that it's about he's banged up. We know if you're banged up and you aren't yourself, it's hard to go out there and elevate, especially with how dynamic Lamar is. But Zach, when we're looking at this and talking with Joey, I mean, Zach, maybe I can lead to the next question here, but that was Pittsburgh and Baltimore, both teams, the fan bases and the feel around the organizations is way different than it had been, Zach. I mean, go ahead from there.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like this past season with both Baltimore and Pittsburgh, I like how you put it. It's how long after a Super Bowl, or you make it there, or you make it to the AFC Championship like the Ravens did in 23, where you're like, okay, how long does that shelf life protect a coach who maybe is underperforming? And it feels like, I say this a lot, Tomlin and Harbaugh are not bad coaches. The question is whether or not the message is run stale. Okay, whether change is just needed for scenery. But yeah, I agree with you when it comes to it. Just something feels off, and you can't put your finger on it. You can't really say, oh, it's this, or okay, it's this. But for you, you talked about kind of how you can't put your finger on it. For both of these situations, do you think that maybe this weekend is the loser of Ravens Steelers looking at a new head coach? Like, are we playing for one team's the champs and the other team is looking for a new head coach? Or do you even think there's a possibility the winner could move on from a head coach?
So I feel like it's funny I think people have been more impatient with Pittsburgh because they haven't even won any playoff games for like a decade.
Yeah.
But I also sort of feel like they also haven't changed. They've had 3 coaches, in 55 years. So they, stay the course. And then I haven't felt as bad. I mean, like, part of me this year until this last game was like, I wondered if Rodgers could come back. Now, they had a bad game against Cleveland, and the DK Metcalf situation, I think that they now have sort of this bad feel where, okay, yeah, if they were to lose at home the way Green Bay lost at home to Baltimore, I mean, I wonder what would happen. And maybe Tomlin and Harbaugh, they want to change the scenery too at a certain point. Like, these are great coaches. I'm a Hall of Fame voter. I can make Hall of Fame cases for both these guys. I think they're great coaches. But Andy Reid was a great coach too. He left Philadelphia. The 5 championship games there, they went to the Super Bowl, and it was just time, and everybody came out ahead. I mean, the Eagles have gone to a couple Super Bowls, won them. The Andy Reid, I mean, he's won 3 of them. So does it just become time? Look at Seattle with Pete Carroll. Great coach, great run. And, it just got a little stale. And now they got Mike McDonald. I'm sure you've heard of him. He's put in his culture. They're kind of rolling. It's like kind of fun again. I think when you look around and see some of those things happen, does something need to change for it to be kind of fun again? And I if you lose the game, I think if Baltimore loses the game, now is Lamar going to play? Do we know?
That's the question.
Yeah, that's the big question in Baltimore.
Like, if they lose the game, I just kind of been feeling like Baltimore changed more than Pittsburgh changed a little bit for me lately.
Yeah. Well, I think the argument too would be, when you're looking at the roster constructions and the offensive firepower, it's been Baltimore over the years, especially since Lamar's taken over as starter. On the opposite side, the Steelers have had no consistency with quarterback play since Ben Roethlisberger retired. And you can argue that they were not a prolific offense, and it's not even arguing. They weren't at the end of Ben Roethlisberger's career. So they've been winning games almost with a lack of an offensive, juggernaut or even an average offense over those years. So they've been overperforming, while the Ravens, every year, this is the year. This is the year they're going to go over the hump. And I love Harbs. Harbs is great in the Baltimore community. Yeah. I know that there's the stability there, and he's earned everything. And I hate that people diminish how hard it is to win. But you have a franchise quarterback, it's a 2-time MVP that has the chance to go down as one of the greatest that's ever played. I hate to bring up blown leads, but the blown lead concept, it's most blown leads over a 5-year period, or then period in NFL history. So like it's hard to go through that. So I'm with you. I feel that
it's not personal though. It's not personal to them. Like, I live in the Seattle area. When they hired Pete Carroll, I was like skeptical. This college guy, rah. He won me over, man. The guy was amazing. And so when they kept it, I'd go on radio there and they'd be like, hey, do you think they should change Pete Carroll? And I'm like, oh, I hate to even say it because I really respect the guy. Yeah. He doesn't deserve to be pushed out. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about, hey, what's best for the organization right now? So if at the end of this season you feel like there's some kind of a disconnect with the coach and the quarterback, and then they're not that it's just a classic year where the Chiefs are down, you missed it. You had the team and you missed it. If you feel that, then maybe there is some kind of a change. I think the quarterback change is a separate subject, and like that's where you have to really analyze, like, okay, what's the future going to look like with him? Have we seen the best of him? Does he want to be here? All of those types of questions. And I think one of the things I've wrote in the column, which we've talked about a lot, is there's no way to really know that stuff without asking him, because he doesn't have an agent.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge problem. Huge problem for a quarterback. And there's a lot of players, Bobby Wagner, these guys have their own agent, more power to them. Yeah. But the quarterback is such a big figure, and they all have big egos, and they all have people around them, and they all have issues, right? They all have things in the community or things with the team, or they're such important pieces. And so when every conversation you have is personal, it's why we don't represent ourselves in court. It's why you hire a realtor. It's why you hire anybody, right, to represent you, because it just goes way better. Yeah. And I think I think they got to figure out, what's our relationship with him? What's our partnership with him like long term?
Yeah, you bringing that up, it's almost like in the business sense. I even say in the broadcasting world. So I retired, Mike. I got the AAA in baseball. Didn't work out for me, and I got into the broadcasting work. And I do radio work, I do TV work, and this baby of mine, the Ryan Ripken Show. Thank you for joining. Started off as a project, and now it's become a business. But it's also hard to sell yourself sometimes. And when you go into some meetings as well, you have to believe in what you are, but then also people are going to give you some feedback. And sometimes it can get a little bit uncomfortable. And it's not that it's meant to be that way, but that is the reality. And that's the part, especially in contracts, where the ownership, and we've talked with EDC about this, Eric DaCosta, and Eric says, I love Lamar. I love him. I have an affinity for him. But I also know deep down, you're negotiating with them to try to say, well, this is what I think your value is, and I have to be honest with you. And that's a hard thing to say to someone face-to-face. That's what the agent has right there. He's able to be that buffer. Totally. So that'd be that's the negative for it, so.
Yeah. And all these things, all these relationships between the franchise quarterback and the team at their best are partnerships.
Yeah.
This is Josh Allen with Buffalo. They haven't got over the top either, but they go to him. He redoes his contract. They take his number up, but it really is just moving some money around, and everybody's happy, and he's going to be there. He's going to be there. I'd be shocked if he were ever to leave Buffalo, right? Unless he's really super old or something. But, that's what it is at its best. Mahomes does a 10-year deal, and he may be the top guy. He may not be the top guy, but he ain't going anywhere. And everybody kind of gets it. And it's pretty much smooth. You're never really sideways with those guys on your team, right? Now, sometimes you have an agent and it still goes sideways. Russell Wilson had an agent. It was a bad deal in Seattle, and they all went their different ways. But if he didn't have one, it probably would have happened 4 years earlier, 5 years earlier, Yeah. And so I do think that's a big deal. And so that's kind of like, without that piece of it, I don't even know if we'd be talking about this.
Interesting.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
I mean,
because I think they'd have more it would just be more natural, more easy, more natural,
Yeah, it'd be more fluid, I think. No doubt about it. Well, time will tell. For the time being, we'll see if Lamar plays Sunday night. We'll see if the Ravens make the postseason. And with the big bad Chiefs out of it, there's a vacated AFC championship spot. And over this time frame, which I think has always been unfair, you've mentioned Josh Allen. People get on the Bills. People get on the Ravens and Lamar. 3 teams have represented the AFC since Patrick Mahomes became the starter. It's been the Chiefs. It's been the Bengals for 1 year, and it was Tom Brady and the Patriots. That's the list. So,
and you take that back farther. It goes back even farther with like Brady going back. It was almost every time. So that's what's so hard.
Yeah,
that's what's so hard this year. If you're an owner or a team or a fan, it's like it's right there.
Yeah.
It's right
Especially
there.
in the AFC. Someone's going to take a trip that hasn't before.
And look at 49ers. They lost their quarterback half the year. They lost all these guys that they're ahead of the Rams.
Yeah.
They can get the number 1 seed, right? So you're looking around like, hey, what was the big disaster for the Ravens this year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the part where the disappointment. They've lost the roster that the Ravens had. They've lost games that they could have won, and they just disappointed in others. They've been hurt, but San Francisco's found a way. Houston battled back and found a way. Even when CJ Stroud missed time, that defense is ferocious. But we can go on and on about that. The last couple of things I wanted to get before I got you out of here. You mentioned Seattle, and you said, moving on from Pete Carroll, you guys got Mike McDonald's that is a stud. We're going to talk about one guy that everyone in Baltimore where they thought that the move could have happened. They're like, they knew that Mike was going to go somewhere else and be a damn good head coach. And it's only year 2. But man, Mike McDonald looks like the guy. He looks like the answer out there. Is there anything that maybe you've noticed that people might not know about, being in Seattle? You say you're in Seattle right now?
Yeah, I live in the Seattle area. Yep.
Is there anything you might know that you've seen personally with a guy like Mike McDonald?
I think he has a growth mindset, so I don't think he's too arrogant to change, or I think he's shown that he has a pulse on the locker room and that type of stuff a little bit. Now he still has some Harbaugh, Reed stuff in him. Like, he's a harder coach. Like, they practice a lot. He works them a lot, but I think there's been times kind of like behind the scenes where he's backed off with his finger on that pulse a little bit. So I've been impressed with some of those things, because we knew he's a great schemer, but it's a whole different thing being a head coach of the whole team. So
yeah,
I think he's done a good job with that. And then he has, to make the changes that they made with Geno Smith and DK Metcalf. I think that was a big part of him just kind of putting his stamp on the team too. So he's not afraid. I think he's not afraid to, make moves, make changes, believe in what you're doing. I also like this. They have to go to the 49ers in their last game of the year, and they kind of got the short end of the scheduling. Like, they got the Saturday game,
Yeah.
And I forget what, there was another team, maybe it was the 49ers were complaining about whatever it was. Like, Mike McDonald's is like, yeah, just we'll play you whenever. When's the game? Just tell us when the game is. I love that. Not because when you let the little complaints come in, like, that's, I don't like that. So I like that type of a thing from him. He's just like, yeah, tell us where to play. We'll be there. That's our job. Love it. Just kind of like his mentality.
I do too. It was hard to see.
He was the one that got away. He was the one that got away. He was.
That's how people view in Baltimore. And it's not because, again, people love Harbaugh, but it was that special feeling of that guy might have it.
It's a hard thing, though. Like, it would have been hard to fire John Harbaugh to do that. Don't you think?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't have done it, but
especially they just went to the AFC Championship. The only way that people could wrap their head around it was if you had the classic, the Ravens win the Super Bowl in that 23 season, and it's the John Harbaugh goes to a front office position, the classic, oh, no, he's not leaving. He's going. That seemed to be, at least from fans, where they were hoping. Because, like you said, there was no way John Harbaugh was getting fired after taking the Ravens to the AFC Championship to host against the Chiefs.
And I can tell you, the head coach and waiting thing, I was covering the Seahawks back when Mike Holmgren was winding down, and they had Jim Mora, the younger Jim Mora, as a D coordinator. And they did that like before the year. It was kind of awkward. Like, I don't know that Mike really wanted to leave, fully. And like, it was kind of a disaster, it was just, they had a bad year. And then Jim Mora took over, and then like lasted a year, and the owner got impatient. They hired Pete Carroll. So it's hard to do those transitions. There's people involved, and there's egos involved. And John Harbaugh probably wants to coach, however. I mean, his brother Jim said you just coach until you die, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what John thinks, but he probably is going to be a ball coach for a long time.
It runs in the family there. And John's getting up in the morning at like 4:30. Going to get a pump in. He's still crushing. I don't know if you've seen those videos. I mean, he's just a beast.
Squatting.
Yeah.
I mean, you can
Squatty,
get a little
man.
better squat depth on that, but at his
Yeah.
age, I think that's a good depth.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I when I see him next, I might have to bring that up to him. Say,
Don't
Harv,
bring it up. Do not tell him that I said that, okay?
no, I'll say it. I'll just say it's me,
Okay,
not
yeah.
you, Mike. Don't worry. Don't worry. You're safe with me. You're
You're probably
safe
a
with
lot
me.
better than my squat depth right now. So
Yeah.
Oh goodness. Well, hey Mike, God, I could talk ball with you all night long. I've really enjoyed you taking time. I was gonna say if you had any stories that you brought up through all the years of covering, but bringing up that one with the old coaching situation was great. Maybe we'll have to have you come back on after the Hall of Fame voting.
yeah.
A couple Ravens you should consider.
Who do you got? So we got Yonda. Who's your
Stout.
give me your top 3 or 4? Who do you want to see go?
Well, selfishly, the Ravens would the two guys. I think Yonda, if we're going to talk about one guy as being a dominant guard, incredible mauler in Baltimore, I will say that is the one that I like the guys that sometimes in the whole world don't get the credit. But when I watched him, he was probably one of the best, if not the best Raven when he was on the team.
Yeah.
So I would love to see him.
Yeah, I
And
kind of
Suggs
surprised he
obviously
didn't go in last year, but they've made it harder. Like Luke Kuechly didn't make it. I was kind of embarrassed. I'm one of the voters. I was like, how does Luke Kuechly not? I mean, this guy was unbelievable. But they've made it harder. It's like more of a math game now to get in.
Yeah, Kuechly to me was a surefire. I know he had to cut his career short. If you're arguing if you're arguing he could be the greatest linebacker, and I know Ray Lewis, people in Baltimore don't get mad at me, but Luke Kuechly is in that category of he was that good.
Like if Larry Fitzgerald if Drew Brees doesn't make it this year, I'm just resigning from it. But it's really they really did change the math though. It's like we're getting fewer guys in now. It's hard. It's really hard to get in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe if it works out for you when this is done and down the road, could you come back and join us for another time? And we can perfect. We'll do that. I will tell John to work on lowering the squats. Let's see what else. Yeah. And that's about it. I hope, Mike, where can everyone find you if they don't know, obviously?
Yeah,
where they can.
On The Athletic, certainly theathletic.com or the app. If you subscribe to the New York Times, you can get it. So I got my Pick Six column, comes out every Monday. I spend a lot of time during the week just thinking through fun stuff and usually come up with some stuff that's halfway interesting. And then on X at Sando NFL. So see everybody around. Thanks for having me on.
Appreciate you, Mike. Hey, Happy New Year. We'll see you in 2026.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Mike Sando, everybody. Gosh. Great guy. I could talk.
Fantastic.
We had a great show today, Zach. Overall, I would give that 11 out of 10. If you are new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. We had 3 great guests today. Comedian, actor, entrepreneur, Joey Mulinaro. We had Ravens punter and long snapper Jordan Stout and Nick Moore. And then we just had from The Athletic, Mike Sando. Great conversations, all different waves, Zach. Mm-hmm. And we did sprinkle in a little baseball conversation, but the biggest thing here on the show, what do we try to do? We try to give you all perspective, go behind the lens, and we'll give you the insight and knowledge. But this is what happens here on the Ryan Ripken Show. We might just riff it, and you'll also learn a thing or two.
I was going to say, not that it's my favorite conversation we've ever had, but Jordan Stout bringing out the wine bottle to break down punts might be an all-time show moment.
Break it out.
I feel like we learned a lot today. I feel like today was a big learning day, and I like that. I feel like
today is a big learning day. And you know what? I think that's going to do it for all of us today. And we appreciate it. I see you guys on YouTube, X, and Facebook. Appreciate you guys. And give us a follow, subscribe on Apple and Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. I will post this episode for the evening and going to the next day. So when you're riding around, give it a listen. Do not watch and drive. You can listen and drive. Great day. And for our channel members, good kids, better kids, I appreciate you guys. I know we're trying to enhance the experience. And I know I saw Joe on the call-ins. We are going through a scheduling phase in 2026. And I'm excited about what that can bring. And we're going to try to bring the best for our channel members. We appreciate all the subscribe to the channel. But our channel members, you've been the core with us. So if you want to be a good kid or a better kid, click that join button. Means the world. We're moving to 5 days because of your support. And with that, we're trying to figure out the best days to get you all the content that you need. So appreciate it. Zach, anything else?
No. If we don't see you, have a great, fantastic new year. Enjoy yourself. Be safe. Our co-host, Nick Moore, maybe we just have him solo show it tomorrow. Since it's his show, we might just, Nick, it's you. Thanks.
Yeah.
Nick
Moore.
It
might be Nick 3 days in a row. You know what I'm going to do? I'm making a John Hamm, Nick Moore trend. It's happening. I can't wait. He did the face.
He did it.
He has no idea. Cannot wait.
No clue. And what's crazy is he's still not going to know when we post it, and he'll collab.
I'm going to collab with him on that shit too. Cannot wait.
Going to have no idea, but
cannot wait.
Stay safe, everyone.
All right, B. I'm going to cue the music. Is it playing?
No, actually, I started dancing. No, it's not.
Oh, it's not? Okay, well, do. As always, here on the Ryan Ripken Show, we appreciate each and every one of you. Have a day, have a night, have a great stinking rest of your Tuesday. And if we don't see you the rest of 2025, Happy New Year, and we'll see you in 2026.
Pow. Pow.